home the C voter poll on Samajwadi Party supporters and what they are going to do if the Samajwadi Party splits into the Akhilesh Yadav and the Mulayam Singh Yadav camps. Well, the biggest gainer is going to be the BJP, which currently in December was neck and neck with the Samajwadi Party. 29.4 to the BJP, 28.7 to the Samajwadi Party. That's the split in votes. But when the Samajwadi Party splits, if it splits, then the Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party will have 24.9 and it will fall behind the BJP, which is going to get to 30.2% of the votes. That's the highest vote share that the BJP has ever had in the state, and that takes it past even the Samajwadi Party's vote share in 2012 elections. Yashwant Deshmukh joins us this evening with the details of that C voter poll. Also joining me this evening is Dr. Sambit, Patra, national spokesperson of the BJP, Juhie Singh, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, joining us from Lucknow. Shahid Siddiqui, President, Interfaith Peace Foundation and former Member of Parliament, joining me from Delhi. And Saba Naqvi, senior journalist who follows the Uttar Pradesh electorate very, very carefully, is also joining us from Delhi. Coming across to you, Yashwant Deshmukh first. It's at the moment even Stevens between the BJP and the Samajwadi Party. The BJP marginally ahead. But if the Samajwadi Party splits and the Akhilesh Yadav faction, which takes about 80% of the votes that were with Mulayam Singh Yadav and becomes that party, then it becomes crucial for Akhilesh Yadav to tie up with the Congress party, because the Congress party, fallen down from its 2012 level, could bring it back the votes that it loses on behalf of Mulayam Singh Yadav. So that Akhilesh Yadav, Rahul Gandhi tie-up extremely important in the next few days to watch out for?
Absolutely. It is critical at this juncture. That's how it looks like in the entire game plan of Akhilesh Yadav camp, that whatever marginal drop of vote that they might see in this virtual split of Samajwadi Parivar, they are likely to gain that much if they go with an alliance with the Congress, and that is going to deliver. Those viewers of Times Now who could not join us in the previous program on this show, I will just try to explain very crisply what we did. Over the last few weeks, obviously in our routine UP tracker, we have been talking to more than 50,000 respondents across all 403 segments. But what in the last 72 hours that we have done, that we have re-interviewed more than 5,000 Samajwadi Party voters in order to understand with one critical question, that today if your party is split between Mulayam Singh Yadav faction and Akhilesh Yadav faction, who you are going to vote or support for if the elections are held today. So that is what has been calculated, and though it looks like that Akhilesh Yadav is taking away more than 80% of their support base, this particular poll, which is asking the most critical question to the most critical vote base in Uttar Pradesh at the moment as far as Samajwadi Party is concerned, it actually shatters down three myths, Navika, and the three myths are: the first myth that was being said, that in the Parivar explosion that is taking place, the minorities or the Muslim votes will leave Samajwadi Party and switch over to BSP, lock, stock and barrel. So the myth shatters that. This poll clearly tells it is not happening. The Muslim and the minority votes are not only sticking to SP, but actually they are shifting lock, stock and barrel to Akhilesh Yadav camp rather than Mulayam Singh Yadav camp. Second myth that is shattered, that people say that Samajwadi Party, only the younger flock is sticking to Akhilesh. The old guards, the old voters of Samajwadi Party are not going with Akhilesh. They are going to stick with Mulayam Singh Yadav. That is not happening. Not only the older people, older voters of Samajwadi Party, in fact, sticking to Akhilesh, but also the older people of the Yadav voters among the Samaj, they are sticking. So that is one thing which is crisp and clear as far as the finding of this election is concerned.
Every single caste base, if you look at it, whether it's urban, semi-urban, rural, lower income, middle income, higher income, Muslim, Yadav, non-Yadav, OBC, upper caste, other caste, all of them seem to be swinging in favor of Akhilesh Yadav rather than Mulayam Singh
So
Yadav.
it is across. The exodus is complete. It's across
so
the
Mulayam
spectrum.
Singh Yadav is the biggest loser.
Is the
His
biggest
time
loser.
is over.
And in fact,
this has an indication even for 2019.
It is absolutely the Akhilesh Yadav faction is emerging as the Samajwadi party, and the exodus is complete across the regions also. There was a third myth that is being shattered by this poll, that people were saying that in the hometowns, in the home area, that is the Doaba area of which are the strongholds of Yadav family and Mulayam Singh Yadav, even that area, the approximately 80% exodus of the Samajwadi voters towards Akhilesh is complete. So there is no two opinion. As far as this poll is concerned, it is underlining, highlighting and reconfirming what our assertion has been, that Akhilesh Yadav is the leader.
Patra, that brings me to the next big question. Are you nervous? Are you nervous that at this moment you are neck and neck with the Samajwadi party? They are at 28.7% of the vote. You are at 29.4% of the vote. If they split, you will be at 30.2. But then, if Akhilesh Yadav ties up with the Congress party, they could race past you. So, are you very nervous, Dr. Sambit Patra? Are you hoping and praying that Akhilesh Yadav and Rahul Gandhi don't come together? It's better for Akhilesh to then tie up or go back to Mulayam Singh Yadav?
Not at all. Why should we be nervous? There is an infight going on within the Samajwadi Party family, and in fact both dwindling confidence within the Congress quarters as well as the Samajwadi Party quarters. If you would remember, prior to demonetization, both these parties have vehemently said that we would not go for any kind of alliance, we would not go for any kind of coalition, we would contest all the 403 seats alone. The Congress as well as the Samajwadi Party maintained this. But today suddenly both of them are giving mixed signals, saying that we may go for coalition. This only means that there is dwindling confidence. Look at the Bharatiya Janata Party. We don't talk of any kind of coalition. We don't talk that we would be going with anyone. We say we will fight it alone and we would win. And why should we be nervous? We have been watching most of these opinion polls that have been flashed across various channels, and at the sum
What
total,
about Apna Dal? What about Apna Dal?
See, Apna Dal, she is already a member of Bharatiya Janata Party, if you would know that.
No,
Ms. Patel is already a minister from Bharatiya Janata Party.
Sambit Patra.
So that's no question
But
now.
you did tie
Sambit
up with
Patra,
her even during the UP elections.
No, it was during the
Sambit Patra, three things.
It was during 2014 election, but Ms. Patel is already a minister from Bharatiya Janata Party, and the party has merged with Bharatiya Janata Party.
Right. Sambit Patra, are you also like Juhie Singh waiting, and let's ask Juhie Singh this, are you waiting for the other possibility which Yashwant Deshmukh, I don't know if he's factored in this time, that Mulayam and Akhilesh patch up? After this entire verdict comes to the fact that just like Juhie Singh took back her resignation when Akhilesh Yadav took control. So the voters have also moved to Akhilesh Yadav. So Mulayam Singh Yadav also decides, all right, it's the son who's the leader. So now we will not split. Akhilesh will be the face, chief ministerial face. Mulayam will be the patron. The cycle will remain intact. Is that going to happen? Or are you also waiting for that also? Are you waiting for Rahul Gandhi to come back?
Anand, but that's the decision we've already taken on the 1st of January, that he is the national president and Netaji is our patron. If he accepts it or he doesn't accept it, that is his own calling. And the issue was always basically that we wanted to make it clear that Akhilesh
Juhie Singh,
Yadav
you're technically saying that it is Akhilesh on the cycle and Mulayam can decide whether he wants to ride pillion or get off it.
That decision has come even before the election commission can decide
Akhilesh who's leading the party
symbol.
Right. So what are you saying? What is going to happen? Tell us.
But the party is with Akhilesh ji.
Tell the cadre what to expect. Is there a Gathbandhan happening with the Congress party, or is Samajwadi party fighting?
The cadre knows. That I cannot tell the cadre till there is an official announcement or there are official talks, but unlike Dr. Patra, I don't say that coalitions are formed out of weakness. If it's the need of the hour, we'll form it. And unlike him, I don't try to go around the issue, because Apna Dal is a particular faction which has joined BJP.
No,
so
let's not get into Apna Dal. I want to stick. Let's stick to Samajwadi Party, Congress Party versus the BJP, because that looks like the fight that is building up. And Sambit Patra, Akhilesh Yadav, not so long ago, before, even as the Parivar was brewing, he had said that Samajwadi Party अकेले majority तो हासिल कर लेगी, but कांग्रेस के साथ 300 सीटें पकड़ सकती है. And if you were to go by these numbers that Yashwant is sharing with us here, or C Voter is sharing with us, if that vote share, the combination of Samajwadi Party and Congress, Akhilesh led Samajwadi Party with the Congress, could perhaps inch to that number. Saba, Naqvi, coming to you.
Not at all. First, let me, in a very single line, to the question that whether the BJP is nervous or not, let me give a single line answer. The cycle is dismantled. The handle lying somewhere, the pedal lying elsewhere. Why should we be disturbed, or why should we be nervous?
It just looks like only one person is dismantled or dislodged from the seat. That is Mulayam Singh Yadav.
Okay,
cycle looks intact right now.
Let's move on.
Let me complete. You have asked a question. You have asked a question. Let me answer that. So naturally, the ones who ride the cycle would be nervous when the cycles break down. The others, the onlookers, are not nervous. Secondly, as far as the coalition between the Congress and the Samajwadi Party is concerned, I have been maintaining since the very beginning that this election in Uttar Pradesh is an election between confusion versus clarity. Look at the confusion in all the quarters. The moment the election was announced about 4 days ago, Sheila Dikshit ji, who is the chief ministerial candidate from the Congress Party, comes out and gives interviews to all the media channels saying that, well, yes, if there is a coalition, I can walk out, I can go to Delhi, I have no issues, let there be a coalition. And a section in Congress maintaining that, no, we are going to contest in 403
So what's the confusion, Dr. Patra? There is no confusion.
Let's bring in Shahid, Siddiqui and Saba.
Up till now, you do not know whether there is a coalition or not. Up till now, Akhilesh Yadav does not know which symbol is he going to contest the election. Is this not confusion? This is historic confusion.
The confusion is in all camps right now, not just Congress and Samajwadi Party.
Up till now, you do not know if the coalition is going to come or not.
Even the BJP is confused right now.
The BJP is going along.
I'll tell you, but you've taken so much time.
Whether he comes out with a coalition or not. But let's look also at the Bahujan Samaj Party phenomenon. Very often, the Bahujan Samaj Party voter is a silent voter. Bahujan Samaj Party had a share of 25.9 votes in percentage votes into 2012. Right now in December they have about 23.4, likely to go up to 24.2% if Akhilesh Yadav splits with Mulayam Singh Yadav. Do you think this is an estimation where Bahujan Samaj Party is at number 3, with the real fight being between the BJP and the Samajwadi Party Akhilesh Yadav faction? Or do you think there is some sort of a silent vote which we should not write off about Mayawati at all at this stage?
Whatever feedback I am getting from the ground is that there seems to be more of a silent vote for Akhilesh now, not for BSP or for BJP. In fact, the feedback is that a lot of those groups and castes which were earlier not voting for Samajwadi Party are gradually moving towards Samajwadi Party because Mulayam Singh Yadav is not the face. Mulayam Singh Yadav had that stigma of Mullah Mulayam, which is not there with Akhilesh. Akhilesh has a modern face. Akhilesh has a cleaner face image. And secondly, the one point I want to make, which is a very important point, that in Indian elections are gradually turning into American presidential kind of elections. And they are not between just two parties, they are basically between two candidates. And here we have a candidate, Akhilesh Yadav from Samajwadi Party. It's Akhilesh versus Narendra Modi. But Narendra Modi, the problem is not the candidate for the chief ministership. And therefore, BJP has this disadvantage. And as you come closer to the polling dates, you will find that the more and more people will move towards Akhilesh because Akhilesh is more acceptable face as the chief minister. And secondly,
not having a face in Uttar Pradesh is
let me just finish my point. Let me just finish my point that
yeah, Shahid Siddiqui, finish your point. Then Sambit will respond together. Yeah.
At the ground. I mean, of course, Sambit Patra will question my assessment because it is his job.
No. No, I'm waiting for you to finish your point, sir. Thereafter, I'll answer.
Yeah, he's made his point.
He's finished. Sambit Patra. So are you looking at Akhilesh Yadav versus nobody in Uttar Pradesh?
You are good at all the jumlas.
This is not jumla, sir. This is courtesy. They wanted me to stop while you were speaking. I stopped while you were speaking, though they asked. This is not a jumla.
Let's get to the debate.
These are not jumlas, sir.
Dr. Saab, let's get to the debate.
No.
Please.
Sir, thank you. Let's come back to the topic. The issue that if we do not present a face, what happens? Look, this is a question which has been asked umpteen number of times to Bharatiya Janata Party during the Haryana elections, during the Maharashtra elections, during the Jharkhand elections, during Jammu and Kashmir elections. Despite all that, we have done fantastically well. And today, if most of the opinion polls, I do not say all the opinion polls, but most of the opinion polls show Bharatiya Janata Party in a very favorable position. If the sum total of all these opinion polls is taken as of today, Bharatiya Janata Party is emerging as a winner. I buy my confidence from all these opinion polls. And secondly, and very importantly, what I meant to say was the cleaner face of Akhilesh Yadav that you were talking about. The alibi that the Samajwadi Party today is presenting is, look, for 4.5 years, Akhilesh Yadav was not allowed to work. He was not allowed to work by his own clan members. His father was not allowing him to work. Shivpal Yadav was not allowing him to work. Others around him, his own family members, were not allowing him to work. My question to the to Samajwadi Party is, why were you silent for 4.5 years? And why do you need this alibi at the last moment when you are finally
see what they have done
the elections?
No, Sambit Patra, as Juhie Singh rebuts, I know she will say that, whenever it has done, what they've very smartly done, bringing back Yashwant Deshmukh, Juhie Singh coming to you in a bit. Yashwant Deshmukh, what they have done very smartly is, centered the issue around Akhilesh and Mulayam. The real issues that plague Uttar Pradesh somehow have gotten back into the back mirror. It is Parivar that dominates the headlines. And that's where now they are emerging, and what the voter has also said and what the people, the cadre are saying is ki Netaji paidal aayenge, Bhaiyaji cycle chalayenge. So something like that has been communicated. Yeah,
it has been communicated. And another thing is that, we have got two spokespersons of
Uttar Pradesh
SP each. But let me tell you, the funny situation that is going on in their back of the mind. Samajwadi Party definitely, the spokesperson of Samajwadi Party is there. The thinking of Akhilesh part of the Samajwadi Party is that they are just hoping there is no patch up whatsoever and they get a chance with a clean slate and Akhilesh face along with the tie-up of Congress to the polls. While Mr. Patra's party in the back of their mind is just hoping somehow they reach to a patch up, somehow they go back to his dad, somehow they get a chance to throw the light on their murky behavior and this Parivar that is going on. So, that is what is going on. My job is to read what is going behind their mind. Right. Even though whatsoever is appearing. But going back to one important question which Navika asked about the BSP. Yes, BSP is many a times their voters are silent. Their voters are not properly registered in the opinion poll. But this time around, Navika, one important key thing that is happening. Remember that 2007 when Mayawati won a majority on her own, the most critical element of that mandate was that Brahmins in 2007 voted for Mayawati, upper caste voted for Mayawati. This election, so far in our data, it is very crisp and clear that the upper caste voters are not leaving BJP, Brahmins are not leaving BJP for Mayawati, and without that critical part of their vote bank, it is practically next to impossible to cross the 50% mark in UP purely on the minority and the Dalit vote. Right. So that is what the critical element is. This is where she is.
Saba Naqvi, do you think Akhilesh Yadav would be hoping that there is no patch up in the family, or do you think Shivpal Yadav, after seeing all this writing on the wall, is going to be trying to get back somehow or the other to get that icon image of Akhilesh Yadav back into the party? How is Akhilesh now going to maneuver this very, very tricky situation, because there are signs of some sort of talks for patch up, but at the moment it looks like Akhilesh would be much better off if he went off on his own.
So Navika, give me some time to reply, because I want to say this to Yashwant and to Shahid Bhai and to all of you with a smile. A month ago, I have an article in Times of India edit page saying that I went to UP looking for BJP and BSP, and what do I find? I'm surprised to find the incumbent chief minister being talked about. It's there, you will find it. So obviously my analysis is right. During that meeting, during that trip, I also met Akhilesh Yadav. He's very accessible to media. He was very open about a lot of things. He was very clear that a section in the family did not want him to win again. He was also very, very clear that he wants an alliance with the Congress. Now, besides that, I've also subsequently went to Western UP, and I think one critical party you are not mentioning, which matters in two areas, which is Shamli and Bagpat, in any possible alliance would be Ajit Singh's party. That is a very solid BJP area.
The Rashtriya
after Muzaffarnagar. The RLD, please keep that in an assembly election. These are the factors which count.
No,
in
but
fact, if you ask me right now, the Congress just brings a certain element. Can I finish, Anand? Let me finish.
Saba.
If you look at concentrated votes in a few seats, the RLD would have a greater number. Then the Congress would bring a certain sentiment spread out all over. Right. So now, but having said all that, I still believe that arithmetically in this election, the Bharatiya Janata Party logically should have the starting block. But, a very unusual thing has happened. An incumbent chief minister, and who is young, is getting the chance to act as the anti-incumbent against his own government.
Now here's a problem, Saba Naqvi, just moving on, just taking this and giving it a bit of a spin. Sorry,
the election.
Yashwant, what stands out also in the numbers that you've thrown, and I'm looking at, see, 2012, BJP vote share was about 15%. Right. In the 2014 elections, it was 42.6. Let's leave the Lok Sabha out and let's go state to state. Most importantly, December 2016, you are saying BJP had 29.4% as vote share on that base of 50,000 respondents across sections that you're talking about. The Jan snap poll number is over a smaller base of 5,000 odd people. But what stands out, sir, is 8th of November, Notbandi happened. The entire opposition, also the parties who are going to go into a Gathbandhan now, opposed this Notbandi. And they said that remonetization will be disastrous for Narendra Modi. They won the civic polls, and now this vote share is at 29.4, far higher than what it was in 2012. And it's going higher in January. That means Notbandi or remonetization.
No,
if the opposition attacks the BJP on remonetization, it's not working.
I tell you, Anand, because we have been doing the tracker of Notbandi. We are doing the tracker of Notbandi right on the 8th of November onward, week after week after week. Yes, people are facing a lot of difficulty, particularly in the rural areas. Yes, there are troubles in cash issues, but nobody. Big overwhelming majority of the Indians in the rural and the urban areas has been supportive of the move. Nobody has questioned the intention of
that's what I'm trying to say, that the Congress's strategy has been to attack.
Popularity has been really high.
So Juhie Singh, you have a problem.
No,
because Juhie Singh then has a problem, because if they ally with the Congress, the Congress wants to. The Congress's strategy has been to attack the Prime Minister on remonetization. It's not working. It's going to fail.
No, I don't think that's going to play much of a role.
It's not. So, and it's in the BJP's interest. It's in the BJP's interest not to polarize the pot. So somebody will have to move away. The opposition will have to take the discourse away. The opposition will have to take the discourse away from remonetization if they want to get traction on ground. Otherwise, the BJP will continue to hold the advantage.
BJP is in any case holding the advantage by default right now, because the gap of the number 1 and number 2 is roughly about 4 to 5%, which in UP scenario, please don't mind, when Mayawati won a majority, she was leading just by 2 points. When Akhilesh Yadav won the majority. He was leading just by 2 points. And right now we are looking a gap of 4 to 5 points. So please, in a four-cornered contest, this would translate into a big number of seats. But having said that, if the Congress and SP come together, Akhilesh Yadav faction come together, then the numbers move in a different way. However, one caveat which I would like to put in, one clear and present danger as far as Akhilesh Congress alliance is concerned, I would like to mention is that in the seats which Akhilesh Yadav is likely to leave for the Congress, the Akhilesh supporter is absolutely going to vote for Congress lock, stock and barrel, because Congress will be contesting on the old and very familiar symbol. They will be putting Akhilesh face as their brand on the front, and at the same time the minorities will vote lock, stock and barrel to the Congress candidates in those seats. So the hitting rate, strike rate of Congress seats would be much higher. But what if those 5% Congress votes do not reciprocate equally in rest of the 300 odd seats where Akhilesh Yadav faction is going to put the seats on? So then we are going to have a problem what we saw in West Bengal, in Tamil Nadu, in the areas, and glaring example, particularly in West Bengal, where CPM was relegated to the 3rd place just because the Congress voters did not transfer to the CPM candidate. So that is a clear and present danger in this particular equation.
It's a tough call for Akhilesh Yadav. Which way is it going to go? Is Akhilesh Yadav likely to go back to Mulayam Singh Yadav? Is he likely to go back to Mulayam Singh Yadav, or is he going to prefer to hold the hand of Rahul Gandhi? Because both sides, there are risks involved. But as far as the numbers show at the moment, Akhilesh alone could do much better, without Mulayam Singh Yadav, and probably have a tie-up with Rahul Gandhi.
Look, Navika, the important thing is that he is going to make out a new list of candidates, the candidates which he wants to put on ground. And if we go into a coalition, then naturally there will be a great amount of discussion on where the Congress feels, or any other party we talk alliance with, will feel its candidates. And all these inputs which come out from these discussions, I am not as flippant as Sambit that I'll say, oh, I am super confident. We'll take this into account, and we will try to factor in whatever issues are being raised.
Then you have a problem, Juhie Singh. Do you believe
great criteria?
No, do you think then you will have to rework your poll strategy?
Is in the candidate selection. So where we have to change our candidates, we will. We also don't have much time. No, but on what
basis will you say? No, what will be your poll strategy? If you ally with the Congress,
at the moment,
Shahid
he is the national president. Shahid
Siddiqui, is it in the interest of the BJP? Is it in the interest of the BJP? What worked for them in 2014? The polarization rhetoric and working up the sentiments, unleashing the Yogi Adityanaths and the Sakshi Maharajas on ground, or the likes on ground, and to try and polarize the opinion and the vote bank. Is that going to work for them this time, or should they try and keep it as a referendum on Notbandi? If they move it as a referendum on Notbandi and try to attack the Congress on corruption, is that the strategy for that's going to work for the BJP this time? And will the opposition be forced to then try and polarize the poll? Yes, Shahid Siddiqui.
No, BJP will have multiple strategies. They will use Notbandi, but Notbandi, let me tell you, I have earlier also said, it will not be a very crucial issue in the state elections. In the state elections, local issues will play a much more important role. And secondly, BJP will use the communal card. BJP will use all these elements who will try to polarize the society. They will also benefit from it. But at the same time, other forces will work, and Akhilesh Yadav will be working on development plank, and he will be having a cleaner slate. And let me tell you that even if he does not patch up with Mulayam Singh Yadav,
was something that the Prime Minister wanted to hold and the BJP wanted to
Mulayam Singh Yadav support.
But I thought wasn't that the BJP?
Mulayam Singh Yadav vote will also shift to Akhilesh.
Sambit Patra.
Even if they don't ally.
So Akhilesh,
vote will come back to around 28-29%.
On the plank that was
what can he add to that?
I could not hear your question. It was lost in the
No, Shahid Siddiqui said Akhilesh Yadav will fight on the development plank. The BJP will try all the stunts in the book. But are you going to do
No,
that,
this
or
is
are you
called
going to
as a-
keep it on
Yes,
development,
that-
corruption,
that is going to happen in
Notbandi?
UP.
And is that the way to go forward? Let's leave behind Hindutva, Kairana, and beef and all the other issues.
Anti-criminal
Sambit
against
Patra.
Atiq and against Mukhtar Ansari.
Can I please?
Yes, Sambit Patra.
This is called as classic Jumla. This is called as classic Jumla that Akhilesh Yadav, after having wasted 5 years doing nothing for Uttar Pradesh, which you all agreed, now suddenly will go on election with development as is planned. Look, as far as this word development is concerned, we are the only party which has made development its agenda. As far as Samajwadi Party is concerned, every day they are having a development within the family. Every day they are having some new development within the family. I think that's what they mean by development. We will present some development within the family. Now look, coming to the core issue, that Bharatiya Janata Party is central to all discourse. Look, all discourse within any political party in Uttar Pradesh, you would find that Bharatiya Janata Party is a central discourse. Remember, BSP Supremo Mayawati coming out for a press conference immediately after the announcement of result and appealing to the Muslims that you don't have to go to the Samajwadi Party, come to me, or else Bharatiya Janata Party would be benefited. Similar kind of calls are coming from the Samajwadi Party also. We all have to come together, Congress and we, so that we stop the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is a clear indication to the fact that all the political players in Uttar Pradesh are aware of the fact that Bharatiya Janata Party is marching ahead, and they have to...
Patra, you're not looking at one important equation. The important equation that you are forgetting to look at is Akhilesh Yadav of today versus Akhilesh Yadav of the last 4 years. He is working and beating his own anti-incumbency as the fresh face. That's something that's happening to Akhilesh Yadav. He is getting more support from his own party, from different caste groups within the state of Uttar Pradesh. And look at where your graph is going. In the Lok Sabha elections, your vote share was 42.6%, giving you 71 seats in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Today, your vote percentage is down to 30. That also if the split in the Samajwadi Party Parivar actually happens. So, where is the anti-incumbency factor working? Is it working against Akhilesh or against you?
Navika, one has to remember first, as rightly pointed out by Yashwant, that a single point difference between the... Just a second, can I complete please? Even a single point difference of vote, in fact, counts into a lot many seats. That's how Uttar Pradesh has been functioning. It's a minuscule percentage of difference between the party which loses and the party which takes over as the government. Secondly, remember why I buy my confidence, because the opinion polls, look at the opinion polls across the channels. They have been extremely candid in saying that Bharatiya Janata Party, in fact, is sweeping. We had the Aaj Tak poll only day before yesterday, and they projected 206 to 216 seats for Bharatiya Janata Party.
It's nice to. What is your plan going to be?
Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Saba wanted to come in. Yeah, Saba.
Sambit.
Yes, Saba.
Sambit, I mean, honestly, we are all discussing opinion polls, but Sambit should know what happened in Bihar or what the opinion poll said, what the poll said even as...
No, but I know what happened in Maharashtra, in Jharkhand, in Haryana.
That, Sambit, we have to wait. But can I... No, please. Okay, now I want to make a serious point. Navika, Anand, everyone here. During my travels, when I asked why Akhilesh Yadav, youth can't be the only reason. One of the factors that kept coming back was Bijli, electricity situation in UP. So then I personally have family in 6 towns spread across UP. I can list them. So then I checked this. So it was really bad during the Mayawati time. So there has been a law and order problem, but I think we will have to acknowledge
I'll give you
that
one
the
more
electricity
example.
situation has improved vastly in UP. So that is why, that is also, so they associate him with more electricity. That's also a factor, because what we are finding,
No. Saba, I'll tell you something. I'll just point a fact
but the real issue here
just a second.
This real issue here, Sambit Patra, I'm running out of time. The real issue here is not electricity. It's not Bijli Sadak Pani. Its real issue here is going to be whether the Parivar stays together or splits. If the Parivar splits, there are gains for the BSP, the BJP and the Congress party. If the Parivar doesn't split, then it's going to be tough for Akhilesh. Where does Akhilesh Yadav go from here? Does he dump Mulayam and take Rahul Gandhi with him and bear the risk of the West Bengal and Tamil Nadu kind of situation, or does he go it alone? Which way is it going to go? At
Dr.
the moment,
Patra, this is the only one which has been carried in the last 72 hours. So I'm not talking about other polls, what they are saying. The idea of this poll was to check with the SP support base where the things stand. And one-liner is, Navika, from my side, is that Chote Netaji has arrived. This
Chote Netaji has arrived. Netaji's time is over, and that
can I also give a one-liner?
2019. Too many one-liners, Sambit Patra. Your one-liner we'll take
because
after the UP elections. We'll take your one-liner after you have won the UP elections, if the numbers are anything to go by.
But which we will win.
Okay, let's look at it, because Chote Netaji has arrived is the asterisk at the bottom, the footnote that's going out of this UP snap poll. But
Bade Miyan to Bade Miyan, Chote Neta Subhan Allah.
Okay, Akhilesh Yadav has all to gain from dumping Mulayam Singh Yadav. Will he go ahead and catch the hand of Rahul Gandhi? That's the big question. For the moment, of course, the BJP seems to have the advantage. Which way will Uttar Pradesh go? We'll keep you posted on that, because we've got a lot lined up in coverage of the elections coming up in the 5 states. Keep watching here on the Newshour and on Times Now, the UP Snap Survey. Thank you to all my panelists.